Hi, I'm Nancy Plants. Welcome or welcome back. This month I'm spending $20 a week on groceries to clean out my pantry and freezer. It's getting a little chaotic, but bear with me. This week I shopped at Trader Joe's. I still have quite a bit in my fridge. I'm almost out of yeast though, but I'll have enough for the week. A little bit of lettuce left from last week. I have this olive juice. I'm definitely going to use this up. Those soy skins. I got just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Still have a bunch of grapefruit. I got to do something about that. Carrots, celery, little cabbage, and, the condiments. And wasabi. This is what I got at Trader Joe's. I got some tempeh. I got this sprouted tofu, some broccoli, a pack of 3 romaine hearts, cantaloupe, and some bok choy, and these little tiny tomatoes. So it was a decent haul. I ended up spending $18.93. My son's babcha gave me this when I picked him up. You can't really leave a babcha's house without being given something. These are some Polish pickles. And I finished off the rest of my chili. I made like this really nice chili bowl. I went on a date to the Wadsworth Athenaeum in Hartford. This guy decided to clean his pantry out a little bit and give me a few things. So he gave me this instant coffee. This is really good. Some tea bags, some expired coconut milk, some expired rice. That he had some almond milk left over he wanted to give me. And I cooked up those bean burgers I made the week before and cooked up the rest of my potatoes and sweet potatoes and made some vegetable broth as a food prep. And I also cut up these grapefruit. So I ended up with this grapefruit and some grapefruit juice, and I composted everything in my lomi. I decided to make a big batch of curry, so I have a few vegetables, a couple potatoes that I hadn't roasted, some expired coconut milk, and I also had this can of expired pineapple, so I wanted to add that and use it up. And I have some ginger, some red lentils, turmeric, and curry powder. And I also added these dried oyster mushrooms that I foraged in the fall and some parsley from my garden that I dehydrated. This was really good, and I had a lot of meals out of this. I had it a few times with rice, and I also had it with some noodles. I made some cranberry muffins. I had some frozen cranberries in my freezer. These were pretty tasty. And then I used those soy skins that I got off of those sausages that just looked so god-awful and made like a vegan bacon. I have a bacon recipe video, so I will link that below so you can understand like what I used for the marinade, because you can use the marinade for like literally anything. Tempeh, soy skins, whatever. This tapenade that my boyfriend gave me, he didn't realize it, but it has anchovies in it. So I gave it away to a coworker. I had some Big Mac salads from the other 2 bean burgers that I had prepped earlier, and the roasted potatoes and sweet potatoes. I cut up and ate the cantaloupe. So yeah, I had the curry again with noodles, and it made it so that it didn't feel like I was eating the same thing all the time. I also made this big pasta with some leftover hummus that was in my freezer, some beans from my pantry, and half of that frozen spinach. And that made me like 3 meals. If you have any questions about how I made some of these recipes, please comment below. I reply to all the comments, so I will definitely read it and reply. I used that olive juice to flavor a lot of things like this hummus. I made these crunchy snacks with some chickpea pasta that I had in my pantry that I don't like, so I turned it into a crispy snack. I baked 2 loaves of bread and froze 1.5 of those loaves and made a broccoli cheddar soup using some butternut squash from my freezer, one of those pieces of tofu. I have a cheese sauce recipe. I will link that below as well. And then here's some toasts and cantaloupe that me and my kid had. I ate a bunch of other things in the week, but this is kind of some of the meals and examples of like how I use the groceries. Thanks a lot for watching, and subscribe. Bye.
The news?